Hi, it's Caitlin, and today is the 9th of October 2013. I wanted to make an update video today to talk about a few different things. The first is that I finally booked my psych appointment. I was on the waiting list and I got one for January, which is still ages away, but at least I got one. And yeah, so I've been sort of excited about that, but also freaked out a little bit about it. Kind of freaked out for two reasons. The first is that I'm really worried that they're gonna say no. I'm really worried that they're gonna like I don't follow the typical trans narrative particularly, like whatever that is, but I'm worried that they're not gonna say that I'm ready or that it's the right decision for me. So yeah, a lot of my hesitation about making the appointment was that once I made it, it was like a really important decision in my life was sort of in somebody else's hands. So that's really nerve-wracking. Cause yeah, like I don't wanna lie to them about how I feel. Like I wanna be honest and say that like, look, no, I don't identify as male, but I don't identify as female. I feel like I'm some sort of amalgamation of the two, or like if I use the binary, if I use like the binary system, it's like female over here and male over here. I feel like I'm pretty much in the middle, maybe slightly to the male spectrum at the moment, but I definitely move around that area, but I'm definitely in the middle. I don't want to lie and say that I feel male, and like I don't want to cut my hair. Actually, I did cut my hair. I shaved onto here this week. I don't know if you can see that on a webcam, but yeah, that was kind of cool. I feel really tough, but like, yeah, I don't want to cut all my hair off, and I don't know about testosterone. Like, I flicker between yes and no on that one. I'm like, I'd like to have a deeper voice, but I don't really want to be misgendered as male either, and I guess there's a possibility that would happen if I took tea. And the second reason I'm really worried about going to the psych is I don't really like talking about like my sex life or about like my family, or like I know they ask you about sexual assault, and there's like a whole bunch of topics that like are really like things that I feel like extremely uncomfortable talking about. So what I did is I went to see my regular psychologist, who I see just for mental health, anxiety issues, and I was telling her that I was having a lot of anxiety about this appointment, and I don't know how I can be honest and give them a fair representation of who I am and not freak out. So we're gonna have like a practice go with my regular psychologist. We're gonna like go through some questions that we think could come up, and kind of practice how I can be honest and keep my like dignity, and not have to share information that I don't feel comfortable talking about and that will cause me anxiety, because I'm enjoying having it under control and I really don't want it to spiral out of control again. I guess also too, the fact that there's a 3-month waiting period is causing me a lot of anxiety, because it's a long wait for the psych appointment, and then even once I have that, I have to have 4, and after those 4, like I have to get a surgeon and book that, and I just feel like it's taking forever, and I'm really, really, really not enjoying binding in hot weather. And today is the first day of the season that it is 30 degrees in Melbourne, and like it's only spring, it's only gonna get hotter and hotter and hotter, and we have 40-degree days sometimes for weeks, and like binding in this kind of weather, especially in my job, which is a cook in a non-air conditioned kitchen, it's pretty gross. Like I, I just finished work now and I feel like I need a long shower. um, so yeah, binding in hot weather is pretty uncomfortable. If anyone has any advice on how to go about that, that would be appreciated. And also just patience. Like I'm finding myself feeling really on edge and really impatient about getting this process started. I don't really know how I can like be proactive and like use this time in a positive way. I think I'm just seeing it as negative, but I'm trying really hard to be positive. So I've started doing these voice training exercises, trying to lower my voice a little bit because I naturally have a really high pitched girly voice, and it's one of the things that I like really dislike about myself because it makes me constantly get treated as a child or as very young or feminine. So yeah, I've been doing some voice training stuff, which is cool because like normally this is how my voice would sound. Like I would normally talk like this, and it's quite high pitched and it's high girly, and people often think I'm really young or a little kid. So yeah, talking like in this lower register or trying to talk in a lower register and remembering to talk in a lower register, it's been kind of good. So there's people walking past. I'm making this at my window because the lighting is better. It's really awkward. Yeah, so the voice thing's kind of helping. Like I feel like I'm doing something. Like I'm not just sitting around waiting for these appointments. I'm like, I mean, it's only a little thing, but at least I'm, doing something. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have to say today. I just wanted to make a little update. Made the appointment and sort of having a little bit of anxiety about it. I realized that I definitely want the surgery. About a month ago, I went back to my hometown, and I've told my parents now actually, but at this point I hadn't, and I was really didn't want to bind because I was worried they would notice and that would provoke some awkward questions. So I didn't bind for the weekend, and I went home and saw them, and it's probably the worst anxiety I've had since being on medication. I couldn't control it. I ended up having to take Valium to calm myself down. Part of it was just about going back to my hometown, but a lot of that was to do with not being able to bind that weekend. And I've sort of around that point, I was like, all right, if I can't go one day without binding, then I have to do something about this. It can't just stay like this forever. So yeah, I made the decision that I definitely wanted to. So that brings us up to date. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's a bit long again. And if anyone has any advice on binding in hot weather and patience, that would be real nice. Cool. Alright, thank you. Bye.